Hypno is number 97 in the Pokédex on Pokemon Red. Its entry reads, "It carries a pendulum-like device. There was once an incident in which it took away a child it hypnotized." I didn't expect what I would find when I played an ancient Pokemon Red cartridge I had uncovered at a garage sale run by a peculiar old man. I was extremely excited since I had previously lost my older version of Red, and he was giving me this one for free, saying that he never even remembered buying it. The game ran perfectly, well, up until I came to a later part of the game. I found a forlorn cave hidden off to the side of the land, and I couldn't remember it being anywhere in the version I once had. I even grabbed my game guide to see if it was on the map, but strangely enough, it wasn't. I soon believed that this was a hacked version of Red, and I had come across it. I was thrilled, and I quickly cut down the trees to explore this unknown cave. When I walked into the cave, its name popped up. Lullaby Cave. And disturbingly, it had the infamous music of Lavender Town playing in the background. Excited as I was, I began to grow intimidated as to what I might find. After 2 passages I had went through, I saw a Pokemon I couldn't make out, but I couldn't move to talk to it, and I walked deeper into the cavern when it caught sight of me. The more I ventured, the creepier it became, as the next part of the cave shrouded in fog. The music seemed to turn an increasingly deeper pitch. I was absolutely daunted by the sight I would see in the next part of the cave. There was a female NPC lying in front of the Pokemon, but it seemed to be tied down. The Pokemon came closer to me, but I couldn't move. A battle scene then was triggered, and I soon discovered the Pokemon to be Hypno. Instead of being able to call up any of my Pokemon, Hypno used hypnosis on me. After the battle scene ended, I had fallen asleep, and the Pokemon was standing right in front of my character. I tried mashing any buttons I could to awake my character, but it was all in vain. He started to drag my character over to the girl's body and then proceeded to tie my character down. He stayed there for a couple of seconds before it faded to black. A few hours later, it read. The cave was darker than it was earlier, and Hypno was holding something. It seemed to swing in front of my character's eyes. The cave turned blood red, and his eyes seemed to turn the same shade shortly after. Underneath the sprite of Hypno, it read, "Hypno's Nightmare." Then the highest pitched sound I had ever heard came from my speakers, and I dropped my Game Boy immediately. It looked as though the girl and my character were starting to bleed. A claret line came from their mouths as they writhed about, and after a bit, their lifeless bodies fell into a pool of crimson. Hypno just stood there. He seemed to be laughing. As the screen faded to black yet again, text then started to appear underneath Hypno. It read, "Oh, little children, you were not clever. Now you shall stay with me forever." The game then changed back to the opening screen. It had the option of new game, but no continue. Hypno is a psychic Pokemon that seems to have a dark past with him. He was one of my favorites, in fact, up until that point. I pray that someday I will stop waking up to find these rope burns on my wrists.